Hi, my name is Bruno Macías and this is my final key activity for philosophy. And in this video apology, I will try to explain, give my opinion and argument on why the current system of democracy that we have in most countries right now isn't as functional as we think it is. But to understand this whole topic, it is necessary for us to first understand the concept of sum politikon. Sum politikon is a concept proposed by Aristotle in which he establishes that us humans, we are animals indeed, but what differentiates us from any other animal like a bear, a monkey, etc., any other animal, is that we have the capacity of establishing relationships with other individuals from our species. We have the capacity to relation ourselves politically and create societies. And with this, consequently, communities are created. And for us humans, we need to live in a community to survive. Under this concept, the communities become way more developed, they get bigger, and this new concept of a city state is formed naturally, and therefore a government must exist. And just as an example, looking to your present, which is the main form of government that we have right now? Democracy. And democracy is a way of government in which the population has the whole sovereignty of a nation, but they exercise it through representatives. And what I just said is from the present, 21st century. But in Aristotle times, he considered democracy as something deviant. Why? Because for him, democracy only considered the interests of the poor. And with this past point of view, I don't agree with it. I consider it is like really classist at some level because, Aristotle thought that slavery was something that was okay and that it should be done. But we need to consider that as time went through, inequalities started to appear. Now it seemed that the main interests that were like taking into account were from the high class or the rich people from a country. Or just as another example, we have Mexico with the political party dictatorship that the PRI had in the 90s. So, yeah, times have changed, but I think the main point that we have to rescue from this perspective is that democracy shouldn't be only focused in the interest of one sector of the population, but in the whole interest of the nation and its people. And what was Aristotle's solution for this? To propose a new form of government, which was originally ideated with Plato. It was an original idea by Aristotle and Plato, and it was aristocracy. And in the political and philosophical perspective of Plato, aristocracy represented a system in which a group of people, which had the capacity of doing so, would spend their whole lives preparing to become the next governors of the state. And why? Because Plato didn't agree with one of the main principles of democracy, which was that any citizen, any person, had the capacity of exercising public duties. And also, he thought that putting the power on ignorant and easy to manipulate people, which would be like the poorest section of a population, giving them the power of selecting who the representatives would be, would make everything fall apart in the state. And even though these past two Plato opinions are really prejudiced, I agree with them. But let me explain why. First of all, I don't agree neither with the point that any citizen or any person in this world has the capacity of becoming the representative of a society. Because we can see it right now on Mexico, political parties just grab celebrities, ex-footballers, and just because of their name, it is easier for them to win votes and therefore win the elections. And we have seen that their performances under public duties are horrible. Apparently, they don't do nothing in order for Mexico to improve. And that is something that I don't like. I think there is a lot of people that has been studying years that has the capacity of leading their country, their state, their municipio to a better future, but instead people just grab like the Easter election, which is this is or well this was my favorite footballer when I grew watching football, I will vote for him. No. And second and lastly, I don't like how he says it as ignoring people, but giving the power to choose the representatives to people that don't even have this need of researching who the candidates are or who is the better option not only for them and for their personal interests but for its country and the whole future of its nation. I don't think that is leading us to a better country, a better world. um, Humans have always been like really focused on themselves only and not in the others. But well, as I just said, I think that's one of the main problems of democracy, that people just consider what is better for them, in which scenario they are winning, and they don't really care about the whole perspective or the whole panorama that involucrates their vote. As a conclusion, I don't think we need to remove democracy. It has its advantages too, but I think we should redesign the way we apply democracy. Um, it should be like something established that the people that become candidates to be represented must be absolutely prepared for exercising that position. And also, I think us as a population, or well, also the government, should promote educating ourselves more on what is better for our country or what is going to satisfy the country's needs better instead of focusing only in our personal needs. I think if we did that in the future, maybe not only Mexico but the whole world would become like a way better place to live, and yeah, political and social and economic problems would be reduced considerably. Thank you.